Sandra. Welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a place to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual. I share my asexual life journey in order to help you yours. If you haven't already subscribed, please hit the great big subscribe button below right here, right now. Please hit that bell icon to get notified of every time I go live right now, post a new video. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you find the content useful, helpful, insightful in any way, shape or form, or you just want to give this channel some like love. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. So in today's video, we're going to talk about when opportunity knocks, you better be ready. But first of all, if you don't know who I am Sandra Bermy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives book, which is 47 real life asexual stories. So on tonight's stream, let's get on. So yes, when opportunity knocks, you better be ready. What on earth am I talking about? Well, if you didn't know, yesterday now, because we've already gone into Sunday, Saturday, we had a very long asexual meetup. It was the first official global online asexual meetup, and it was absolutely incredible. I met some wonderful people that I'd never met in person before, both in the UK and abroad, and we all had a really ace time. And it's just fabulous, you know, connecting with other asexuals, like-minded people, all describing the fact that we don't experience sexual attraction. We're not interested in sex. We really want a sexless relationship. That's our dream. You know, it's just so refreshing, so invigorating, so energetic and amazing and incredible to just hear other people that are exactly the same feeling as you. And the more that you are around asexuals, the more it solidifies the fact that asexuality is very real. You know, there's many people out there that don't want sex, you know, and I just love bringing all different types of asexuals together. I love sharing experiences. I think it's super, super incredible. So one of the things that came up, obviously I've got to be very careful because confidentiality is very important to me. But one of the things that came up in conversation is basically what I said on this title, and that is when opportunity knocks, you better be ready. So something happened in the stream and a person said that they were finding it difficult to find the right asexual partner, and they are homoromantic, so they are attracted to guys romantically. And I have a friend who I thought would be suitable for them, so I facilitated that happening so that they are connected now, so that they can move forward with the possible relationship together. Now, at first, when I connected with them with this person, so when I connected the person in the asexual meetup with my good friend, they were like, wow, you know, they didn't know that could happen. Because I won't go into all the confidential stuff because it's confidential, obviously, but they never realized it could happen. And they were feeling shy, and they were feeling like, kind of, what do I do now? Because I didn't expect it, you know, but obviously they're making progress already together. So that's good. But I said on this live stream, it was it was not a live stream like here, it was actually a live video call on Skype private group. I said, you know, when opportunity knocks, you better be ready, you know, and I said this and shared it with the group. So what I mean by that is a number of asexuals, they want a relationship, right? They say they really want a relationship, and they look for a relationship, or they say they want a relationship and maybe they don't actively pursue it, right? And some asexuals think about being in a relationship with a sexual person because they feel they can't get an asexual person, or they haven't actually thought they can get an asexual person in the first place. They've kind of been not looking what's under their nose and looking outside of their community. And for some reason, I find this very bizarre how many asexuals I find that are in asexual dating groups, which I've mentioned before on yesterday's show, without actually acknowledging the fact they're in a dating group and there's other asexuals looking to be in a relationship. It's kind of like they kind of bypass that and talk about, oh, the outside dating sites that are traditional, that basically everyone wants to hook up and have sex. So I want you to start thinking, if you're interested in dating relationships and you're asexual, I want you to start thinking right now about the communities you're in, about the different asexual groups you're in, about the online forums you're in, about the online sites that you're in, relevant to asexuals, right? And I want you to actively pursue a relationship within those, within those forums, within those groups, within those sites. Obviously, AVEN, Asexual Visibility Education Network, is a community that's not used for dating. They made that very clear to me, although some people do private message and strike up a conversation, become friends, and have got into relationships off that site, but they are very, very specific. So obviously, if there's a site you come across that definitely doesn't allow that type of thing, then don't do that, because obviously you don't want to break the rules and get kicked out. But in general, you should be looking at the groups you're already in, going through the members list, finding out if there's anyone in your area. It's not difficult to do. It's just time consuming. If you're in asexual groups, there's 500 people, 1,000 people, 2,000 people. It means you're going through, clicking through the members on Facebook and going through their profiles and seeing if any of them live near you, any of them spike your interest with what's on their profile. This is very, very important, something that's often overlooked. However, you better be ready when someone does come your way that might be suitable. And thanks for the thumbs up. Lots of love. And the problem with this is, many asexuals, they say they want a relationship, but when it comes to actually getting into a relationship, when they're basically, got another person interested in them, then it's such a shock to their system, they don't know what to do. And the opportunity is there. It's knocking basically on their door, figuratively speaking, but they are so in shock that they could actually have a real relationship that they back off, or they lose interest, or they get scared a lot of the time, and then they're like, oh, I don't know what to do now, like, I'll just leave it. And actually, some asexuals probably some asexuals, not all, some asexuals probably subconsciously follow the idea of getting into a relationship with a sexual, knowing it's actually something that can't happen long term, and that can't actually be good for them, in the long term. They kind of like are sinking in the now, in terms of desperation sometimes, because it's hard to find the right asexual person. It can take absolute years. And so therefore, these people, when someone's in front of them that does want a relationship with them, they aren't ready, and they lose that opportunity. Now, you may have noticed that Megan was on this chat a couple of days ago, and she is now in a relationship with a person called Nick, who also watches this show. Hello, Megan, and hello, Nick. And she was talking about another guy friend that missed her opportunity, missed the opportunity to be with her. And he's a bit cut up about it now, he's a bit upset, and, he's finding it hard to be friends with her, I think, and making her feel bad, maybe not intentionally making her feel bad, just she feels bad because she did care about him. But he had his chance and now it's gone. And that's the thing. If you don't take the opportunity when you see it in front of your nose, you miss out. You miss out, But if you're prepared to let that person go out of your life, you don't deserve them. Honestly, you don't deserve to be in a relationship with someone who you just let go like that so easily. You don't deserve to be in a relationship. You have got to want a relationship really badly to make it work. It's going to take a lot of work. Eddie, do not let fear and shock discourage you from happiness. This is very good, Eddie. Thank you for being here. Very, very good. Lots of love to you. Very, very good. Don't let fear and shock discourage you from happiness. And this is what, basically in the Skype group, the guy I connected with, my other homo-romantic friend, who I think will be very suitable, he's like so in shock at the fact that he could actually have happiness and be with another asexual person. It's possible. I didn't even know this guy. I didn't see this guy, met this guy till he came on my Skype. And when I asked him, what gender are you attracted to? And he said homo-romantic. And he's like me, this guy. He loves all the kissing and everything, so that he can really relate, because he finds it difficult to find someone like, obviously, me and him, but he wants a guy. I want a guy, And so my good friend is very similar to me, but he wants an older guy. I want a younger guy, So he wants the same gender, I want the opposite gender, you know? He wants an older guy, and I need a younger guy that's into an older girl, you know? So I need the equivalent of him and a heteromantic, but in the UK. Some younger guy who's clean-shaven. I like clean-shaven guys. But yeah, and they anyway, those two are chatting together now, and I hope that something beautiful happens between them, you know? Because this guy didn't think, he wasn't even thinking about another asexual person, you know, that he could be with, you know, wasn't thinking clearly like that. And so, you know, Eddie's actually right. Do not let fear and shock discourage you from happiness. But this is what has happened. This is what does happen. You know, I've been in a situation where I've actually reciprocated. I've been, okay, you're really, you know, I'm attracted to you too. And then the guy just like, oh, well, I didn't actually think you'd want to be in a relationship with me. And then they make all the excuses and all the fears come in and the insecurities, and it's like, whatever excuses it is, you know, it's like not to be in a relationship with me. And it's like, fine, I don't, you know, if they want to reject me, that's okay. If it's non-reciprocated, that's okay, it's fine. But, you know, like sometimes I feel like shaking them, going, you're missing a good opportunity here. Like, you know, but they're not ready for the opportunity. That's the problem. They are not ready for the opportunity. Which is why I'm saying, if opportunity knocks, you better be ready. Because there are some people that are going to miss out. Like I said, you know, Megan's now with Nick, and the guy who was also interested in Megan lost out. And he's basically miffed about it. And, you know, Megan's feeling bad. She's no need to feel bad. Nick's wonderful. She doesn't feel bad about being with Nick. She's really, they're right for each other. You know, I've seen them in chat together. They're a great couple, you know, but he missed out, you know. And if you're watching this video now and you like someone, don't miss your opportunity. You should be able to do whatever it takes to be with that person, like travel miles to be with the one you love. Do you know what I mean? Whatever it takes, if you really love that person. You know, I have someone at the moment, a British guy, that's romantically interested in me, but he won't travel for a relationship. He won't travel miles. He said, I'm glad he's honest. I love that about him. He's very honest. But you know what I mean? But it's unlikely, not impossible, but unlikely you are going to find someone in your city or town or near where you live that's the right asexual for you to be in a relationship with. If you're an asexual that wants to date and be in a committed relationship, most of the time, one of you, you know, you or another person is going to have to move. You're going to have to commute, travel, or move. It's highly unlikely you're going to find a person in your city. You know, I mean, I must admit, this guy lives about 4 hours away from me. And I'm glad that he said this, because he said long term it wouldn't work. And I'm glad, because he saved me heartache and pain. But he is attracted to me, and I am attracted to him. Obviously, luckily for me, he's a British guy. And so I can't be as attracted to British guys. I'm more attracted to foreign guys. I always will be. I really need to be with a foreign guy, particularly Indian, as you know, is what my main attraction is. But, or someone who looks Indian, like Sri Lankan or something, you know. I really need to be with, you know, a foreign guy, ideally, because, and I'm glad. So, you know, the fact he doesn't want to be in a relationship with me, despite being attracted to me, is good. But, you know, like, whether he'll regret that later on or not, years later, I don't know. I'm hoping he'll find someone for himself nearer to where he lives, which is what he wants. I really do hope that for him, you know, because he's a fantastic guy. He deserves happiness. He deserves love. But he's a great asexual anyway, so he could probably be with a sexual person anyway. So he's got more options than I have. You know, he's got more choice in that respect. But then he's very specific on certain things. Like, he doesn't want marriage or kids either. And there's still a lot of asexuals that want marriage, for example. You know, so I'll think I'll always be friends with him. I never see him going out of my life at all. I think it's kind of crazy a bit that he's very into me, but not going to travel miles to be with me. But then I've been in the same situation or similar before, when there's guys that have been interested in me, but they're not prepared to actually be in a relationship with me. They like the fantasy, but not the reality. And it's just the way it is with me, with some guys, you know. At the end of the day, I have to respect that at least they're honest with me. At least they're not bullshitting me, if you like. They are telling me the truth of how they feel, raw and real. And I like that. You know, I'm always on this channel about being raw and real and telling the truth. You know, but I haven't met my Indian asexual soulmate. I haven't met the right soulmate for me. There's no one in my life that would be right for me at this point in time. Clearly, I can't be with someone who don't want to travel if they live miles. And there isn't anyone else that I'm romantically compatible with at all at the moment. You know, there just isn't. So yeah, that's pretty much like it as far as me and relationships are concerned at the moment. But you know, I am well aware in my mind and my life that I have to prepare for this guy coming. I have to prepare for him turning up in my life. Because one day he will show up. I ultimately believe that. I honestly believe that. He will one day show up and everything will fall into place. And I damn well better be ready for it. Not, I'm so in shock I can't be with you now. Because that's just going to be a shame. I have to remember that I've got to like keep asking myself a question like, when am I going to fit this guy into my life? How am I going to fit him in? You know, because I don't want to live with a guy. I really do not want to live with a guy again. It doesn't work out for me. It's not good for me. So I would ideally like him to move to live near me. But, you know, maybe there is an asexual Indian guy actually in my city that I just haven't met yet, you know? I'm hoping, you know, I'm hoping that's what I met an Indian asexual guy the other day, like I said, but he's no good for me. He's totally not interested in me. You know, maybe he'll show up one day and be interested when he feels like it, but he's not interested in me. He shows interest, but only if I message him. It's no good. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't want to be doing work like that. It's ridiculous. Whereas the other guy, the British guy, is really attentive and messaging me daily, but doesn't actually want to be in a relationship with me. So yeah, it gets a bit confusing and complicated sometimes, but I'm just like, I've told him, I said, that's fine, because he still reiterated it. So I said, that's fine. I'm still looking for my romantic life partner. So you know, because he said he can't be in a relationship with me, so he knows I'm looking for someone else. So I've got to look for someone else, you know. And I do want a foreign guy, really. I just think with a foreign guy, I just like looking at their face, you know. I love colored skin. It's so beautiful and gorgeous, and just to be every day with a guy who's stunningly aesthetically beautiful on his face, like the look I like, or very similar to it, you know, it would just make my whole day, every day of my life. He wouldn't have to do that much in sense of like me just being in awe of his beauty, like, you know, in terms of aesthetics. I do experience aesthetic attraction, and aesthetic attraction is a big part of a relationship for me, as well as personality. But if I haven't got aesthetic attraction, I can't kiss a guy, and kissing is essential for me in a relationship. It's one of my deal breakers, actually. I can't be in a relationship without kissing, lots of it. Tongue kissing, particularly, I love. So yeah, you know, I've got to make sure that I'm ready, that I know how to fit this guy into my life, that I've planned for that I've thought about it, that I've seen how that could work, you know? I mean, I would ideally like to spend a couple of days a week with this guy, being able to have a very quality star relationship where we message every day to each other, but we probably can only see each other for quality time a couple of days a week, maybe 3 at the most. Because I do have a lot of work to get done. I have a lot of life missions and purposes to fulfill. And that's what is very, very important to me as well, you know? 5 days till birthday. Whee! Oh, 5 days till birthday, Eddie. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday. What day is it today? The 4th. So you're at 1, 2, 3, 4. Is it the 9th or the 10th then, Eddie? Because there's 5 days. In 5 days' time, it will be the 9th of October here in the UK. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Oh, 8th. Oh, there, it's a 3rd still. Ah, okay. Yeah, 8 is my lucky number, actually. 8 is a very lucky number for me. Yes. I'm actually Skyping an asexual friend. I haven't Skyped for ages on the 8th. So yeah, it's really important that, you know, that you are prepared to get into a relationship when it presents itself to you. There are a lot of people, asexuals, I do come across, like even in my asexual group, I'm like, well, why aren't you posting what you're looking for in an asexual group when you're looking for a relationship with an asexual, and this is what the group's for? And one person said, I'm not sure I'm ready to do that. And my question is, like, why be in an asexual dating group then if you're not ready to actually date? Do you know what I mean? It makes no sense. Like, you have to put yourself out there a lot, consistently, persistently. I'm always putting myself out. I'm always approaching people, you know, guys that I'm interested in. I mean, I don't do it every single minute of the day, but I mean, throughout the months, I'm approaching guys for, you know, to see if they're suitable for a relationship. And I'm still talking to some guys as friends, you know, because you never know, do you? They might change. I might change in the future. Who knows? But, you know, you should never go in with the attitude that anyone's going to change. As far as I'm concerned, every single guy I'm talking to at the moment, apart from the British guy, wouldn't be suitable for me anyway. And the British guy isn't suitable for me because he won't travel for long-term relationships. So that's no good because I don't do short-term relationships. I'm not interested in a short-term relationship. So he's not right for me. So, and he's British as well. And I do really want to, I don't mind if the Indian guy's born in the UK, so he's a British Indian guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, that would work really well. Or a British foreign guy, you know, someone who's got like parents that are foreign, but he's actually British born. Do you know what I mean? That would work really well to have that mix. They don't have to be completely 100% Indian or 100% foreign. You know, that would work really, really well. Someone who's more into this Western culture and understand it better, you know. But I have to know that I've got to be ready for this person, you know, because one day they're just gonna appear out of nowhere. They're just going to appear out of nowhere, and I better be ready for them. Do you know what I mean? They're going to just drop in, and they'll be like, "Oh, hello," and it'll be like, yeah, they'll describe what they're looking for, and it'll be me, and I'm like, I'll put my hand up, yeah. So I've got to be ready for that. I've got to enjoy my single life while I can. I've got to, like, I'm getting my finances in order now. So I did say when I've got my finances sorted out, then the guy will appear. So I've still got a way to go because I'm just, you know, I've just got a new job, and so that's going to be a while before it settled, and I'm back to normality for me where financial stuff's concerned. But I've learned a lot in how to budget and really work on far less money than I used to have. I think it's really good when experiences happen. You know, I think there's a lot more people now during the COVID times that are actually better at budgeting than they used to be. They've cut out subscriptions, they've cut down on things they don't really need, but they used to have. So I think, you know, like every situation, everything happens for a reason. Everything makes us stronger. You know, and so does the dating process. You know, I get rejected. I get people not reciprocating. I actually, because I have relationship anxiety, that's comfortable for me now. So the danger for me is when I meet the right guy, am I actually going to be ready for him? Because I'm so used to being rejected and people not reciprocating. And even for me, I find it difficult if any guys reciprocate it. But usually if they reciprocate it, then they don't actually want to act on it. So, for example, the British guy, he reciprocates the fact that of the attraction. In fact, it's more than reciprocation. He kind of told me he feels a certain way about me before I found that I felt that way about him. So it's even more different. But just because he reciprocates it doesn't mean to say he wants to be in a relationship with me, because he doesn't in like the distance side. He just doesn't. So, you know, I think subconsciously, some of us, we get used to not being in a relationship. And so, like, you know, like I'm used to rejection. I'm used to people saying no to me. I'm used to people not wanting to actually be in a relationship with me. So when I do get a person who's right for me, I could be in such complete shock that I hadn't actually come to terms with what that would entail when I'm in the relationship. And so I have to constantly keep thinking about that. Like, how would the guy show up? How would I show up? How would we work on the relationship together? How will we build our relationship together? How would we grow it? How would I make time? You know, because I've got to make sure I've got space in my flat, in not for them to stay here permanently, but if they're staying over, for example, so occasionally, then, you know, I need to make sure I've got space in my cupboard for them. Be thinking, you know, like where they might leave some stuff, like, you know, like they're gonna have to have an extra toothbrush and stuff like that. Like, I don't want to live with a guy, but I might have him staying over my place sometimes if he's asexual. You know, it might happen because I might want him to stay over and cuddle him and stuff. But I do like sleeping on my own, you know, so it's kind of like really difficult for me. I couldn't permanently sleep with the guy here all the time. I mean, no guy's allowed to stay in my flat anyway. The landlord is very much single occupancy. Even in the past, when I had an ex, he was allowed to stay over twice, 2 nights a week, and that was literally it. And that was enough anyway, you know. But you know, I've got to be thinking about all these things, like, do I want it? But a lot of the time, it's better for him to go back to his own place because I'm up till 2 a.m. or whatever. I mean, I've got to start going to sleep earlier than 4. I've got to try and go to sleep by 2 because I've got a new job now, as well as doing all my self-employed stuff. So it's a lot of work for me. But I believe everything happens for a reason. And I honestly believe that, you know, eventually my guy will show up, but it might take years. You know, I kind of feel that I have to get everyone else sorted first. Like, get everyone else into the relationships they need, get everyone else happy, and my happiness will come later. Delayed happiness. But, you know, I think I've got a way to go with my life missions as well. You know, I've got a lot to do with them, and maybe it's not the right time for the guy to be here. But, you know, this is what I mean. He could show up. I mean, what would happen if he showed up tomorrow and I've just got my new job and, you know, I haven't even settled into it properly yet. And, you know, and it's like I've not fulfilled all my life missions yet, and I've still got stuff I need to do in my self-employment. You know, like, am I actually going to be ready? Because my life's still got a lot of stuff it needs doing, you know. So I've got to think, like, how's that going to even work? So it's very, very important that you are prepared, though, for someone reciprocating. You are preparing yourself already for someone wanting to be with you. So many asexuals are like, oh, I've got all these nuances, and I totally get it. I've got nuances, but you have to believe it's possible to get someone who suits your nuances. So you have to know it's possible. If you don't believe it can happen, it won't happen. I believe categorically I can have an Indian asexual soulmate who won't need marriage, won't want kids, who doesn't mind cooking and cleaning for himself, who's a younger guy in his early to mid-20s, who works in IT and who will move to live around the corner from me. I believe that can happen. I believe it's completely possible. He might even live in my city already, or, you know, move here for work. Or if he's not in my city, be in London. I know that. So I categorically believe I can get what I want, even though people keep saying to me the odds are against you, Sandra, like the fact that, you know, you want an Indian guy and you live in the UK and you don't want marriage and the culture is very different, you know. But I believe it. You have to believe anything's possible in life in order to get it. If you don't believe it's possible, you will not receive it. In order to receive something, you have to believe it can happen. This is with anything, with job, career, with friends, with family. You know, if you want an ideal best friend, not even a relationship, you have to have an idea of what that person will be like, what qualities you will see in them, what type of things you will do together. You have to be prepared for them showing up in your life and you being able to actually spend some time with these people. You know, so you've got to fit friends as well as a partner if you want a partner, you know. But like I said in my dating group, so a lot of people are like, I'm like, it's a dating group, why not post about what you're looking for? Like, I'm not ready. If you're not ready, then why are you in a dating group? You know, you have to actually think long term. There are several asexuals who I've come across are like, I don't want to be old and die on my own. I actually want a companion. You know, they might not even want a full relationship. They want like a companion. And instead, they're letting their fear hold them back. Instead of putting themselves out there and keep posting on asexual groups and forums, they're too scared. It's not doing anything, right? Family's not going to be there forever. Relatives are not going to be there forever. They're going to go away. So if you want to have a relationship with yourself, you need to work on that. Every single day of your life, you need to be working towards it. Because you need to do this for you, if that's what you want, not not wait for years and years and then all of a sudden think I'm on my own now. You need to be preparing for these things. I love my flat here. I absolutely adore my flat here. I never want to leave this flat. I love it, but it's not mine. I do not own the place I rent. So I have to be thinking ahead, what am I going to do if the worst should happen? I can't be here anymore. Where am I going to move to? What money am I going to need to move? So this is the type of things you've got to be thinking when you get into a relationship. How will that person work with you? How will they, in terms of household chores, in terms of meeting up, in terms of traveling, in terms of if they stay over your place, how are you going to fit, their toothbrush in, their clothes in, their deodorants in, their shower gels. When you live with someone, even if you don't live with someone, you've got someone staying over your place, your flat, or your house, you got to think about where you're going to put their stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because it's going to happen, and you're going to have to think about how you're going to communicate together, how you're going to grow together, how you're going to effectively manage the relationship. And many asexuals that say, I really want a relationship, and then when it comes to it, it's yeah, okay, I'm available for a relationship. They're like, oh no, too scared. And it's just ridiculous. You have to prepare for the future relationship you don't yet have. I'll repeat that. You have to prepare for the future relationship you don't yet have. It requires courage and bravery. Is that even a word? Braveness. It requires that. It requires you to put the work in, the time, the energy and effort. I'll do whatever it takes to get my asexual guy, because I know it'll be worth it. I've waited 6 years already. I will wait another 10 if I need to. Whatever it takes, because I want the right person for me. And it's a numbers game. Dating and relationships is a numbers game. The more people you speak to, the more people that you reject you, the more you're going to get closer to the person who's right for you. So you should make rejection your friend in terms of dating and relationships. Liam, hi Sandra, beautiful to see. Oh, thank you. Lots of love. Lots of love. So you should make rejection your friend when it comes to dating and relationships. Rejection should be your friend, because the more people that reject you, the more you get closer to the person who's going to be right for you. Because these people, thanks for the thumbs up, these people are going to disqualify themselves. And I was talking about disqualification, elimination on my last video, Some people will automatically disqualify themselves. But it is a numbers game. You have to keep going for a lot of frogs, as it were, to get your prince. Depending on what gender you're interested in. But any gender can be a frog and any gender can be a prince. So there you go. So yeah, it's very, very important that you understand that you must prepare for this person coming into your life. You must take action. You must be proactive and reach out to people and keep going through profiles of different people. Keep sending messages to people. Keep posting in groups over and over and over again. Keep narrowing down what you want. Don't think, oh, no one's going to want me, because this is another thing that's cropping up in my asexual groups. No one's going to want me with this, that, and the other. I've got this disability. I've got this illness. This is my quirk. Right? You don't know that someone's not going to want those things. Someone will want them. There'll be someone who's looking for someone like you. There'll be someone who has those quirks themselves, who's really desperate to find someone else that has those quirks, that you can work together, or complementary quirks, I mean, I live an upside down lifestyle, and I blimmin' well friggin' love it. I don't want to live a normal life. The fact I'm going back into a employed job is very difficult for me in terms of some of my lifestyle I'm having to kind of sacrifice a little bit of. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's got to be done, because when I start getting my finances sorted out, I actually think my self-employment is going to improve, funnily enough, ironically. And my financial situation is going to be more stable. There'll be a chance that I can actually travel myself to meet a guy sometimes. And it'll just be I'll be able to save money for my future as well. And I'll be able to just feel more secure financially. It'll get better for me, because I can concentrate on other things but I need to get done and do, So it's very, very important that you planning ahead, that you're thinking about how you're going to incorporate that person into your life before they've even shown up. And then when opportunity knocks and they're like, hey, look, I might be a suitable person for you. And you're like, oh yeah, you would be suitable. You don't want, to think, well, you would be suitable, but right now I'm too busy studying. You would be suitable, but right now I'm too busy looking for a job. You would be suitable, but right now I haven't got the finances. You would be suitable, but I can't travel. You would be suitable, but I didn't expect this to happen. So now I've gone into panic mode and I'm not going to do anything with it. You know, like all these are just excuses. And then they mean you haven't thought the thing through. You know, you've thought about the destination, but you haven't thought about the journey of getting there and the process it's going to take. You know, so you have to understand that a lot of the time, although we can be searching for the right relationship for years, then it could be like all of a sudden it happens. I don't believe personally that it just happens. I believe you have to be proactive and you have to take lots of action. You have to put yourself out in dating groups, on forums, like I said, in various places, as many places as possible. You have to show up and you have to keep moving forward and you have to keep telling people what you're looking for in a relationship. Repetition is very, very important. Repetition. You know, this guy that came into Skype, I'd never seen him before. I didn't know he was looking for someone who's homo-romantic. And my other good friend lives in the same country as him and is homo-romantic and looking for his age group. I didn't know this. This guy showed up tonight out of the blue. He wasn't expecting for me to connect him with someone who might be suitable for a relationship with him. Out of the blue, just like that. I'd never met this guy in my life before. Right? That I know of. You know, never ever. And so, I mean, he said he saw the group on one of the asexual dating sites, which I posted it in, right? But I think he gets my newsletter as well. But I don't know this person personally. You know, I don't have conversations outside of these realms, or even like I haven't had a private message conversation with him before. So, you know, it's very, very important we understand that we need to keep improving our lives, see the bigger picture, and that we don't make excuses when someone shows up in our life, but we do whatever it takes to see if that situation will work. You know, it's hard to find good people. It's hard to find people that might be suitable for an asexual relationship. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. The wait will be worth it, you know. I know that I have to wait for the right guy to show up. He hasn't shown up yet. He hasn't, you know, he just hasn't. And so I've got to wait it out, you know, I've got to be patient. But one day it'll drop like a lead balloon. It'll be like, boing, there it is. This is the person you're going to spend the rest of your life with. I mean, it's no good if I'm going, I didn't expect that. What do I do now? Goldfish face. You know, be prepared, be proactive, not reactive. But obviously, when it comes to actually romance and find that relationship, one day you will be reactive, no doubt, if someone just popped in and goes, hi, I'm here, but you'll be proactive in finding them. So what I mean by that is proactive is when you actively seek a relationship. You're, for example, I'm on Asexuality, written out a full profile with bio, exactly what I'm looking for in a relationship. I'm on acebook.net, written out my full bio, what I'm looking for in a relationship. I'm in Facebook groups. I'm posting in the groups what I'm looking for in a relationship. I'm actually in groups that aren't for asexuals. They're for traditional people. But, you know, you never know. You might find asexuals in them. I found 2 so far, and that group one was female, so no good. And the other one's on the grey end of the asexual spectrum and too old and not interested in me. So, you know, you can find asexuals hiding in these groups amongst sexuals as well. You know, obviously I'm on Avon, which is not used for dating. I'm on ASAP. You know, I'm constantly posting videos on here about what type of relationship I'm looking for. You know, I'm constantly sending out to the universe, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. But, you know, maybe there's some areas that I'm not crystal clear about my life still. Because when you've got clarity, clarity is power. And the more crystal clear you are on multiple aspects of your life, the more likely it is the right person's going to show up for a relationship for you. Because once you're crystal clear on what you want, then usually the person who's crystal clear what they want will show up at the same time. You know, you've got to get someone who's as serious and committed to being in a relationship as you. I haven't found that person yet that's romantically interested in me. You know, I've met people who asexual who are serious and committed to the right person, but I'm not the person for them. Do you know what I mean? I'm a completely wrong person for them. Romantically, we aren't compatible, right? And so, you know, that's just the way it is. You have to accept that. But I've made some brilliant friends through my asexual dating, brilliant friends that will be my friends for life, but I couldn't have possibly met if I hadn't have been proactive, like posting in asexual groups, forums, running asexual groups. You know, so I was ready for those friends to show up in my life, though. I was ready for them. Years ago, I had bad friendships, you know, one-sided friendships. But I had to learn to love myself first before these people showed up in my life. I had to learn to like say no and block and get rid of friends years ago that were no good for me, and you know, not hang on to people from the past, and learn to let go of those past friends so I can get better friends. You know, it takes guts to do that. It takes courage, and it does take courage to get an asexual relationship. When someone actually appears and's like, I can give you the relationship of your dreams, I'm asexual as well, but it's going to take some work. We're not going to be perfect together, but we can grow in together. You know, it's going to take a lot of that type of thing. Now, I haven't met that right person yet. The only person that messages me every single day, other than my best friends who are not suitable for me relationship, is the British guy at the moment. And there is no other one that's interested in me persistently and consistently. And the British guy's not you know, I'm not suitable for him because he can't travel. So, you know, it is what it is. But I do believe my soulmate is foreign. I really believe that. I'm more aesthetically attracted to foreign guys. I'm more wanting to be with them. I just would like to be in their arms or their cuddle or just look at them. I get bored really easily, and I know that I'll stay completely fascinated and stimulated just by looking at a guy's face who's foreign, Indian, for example. I'd just be so stimulated visually that I just will be so happy in that way. I could see myself spending the rest of my life with for example, an Indian asexual guy, because I just love looking at his beautiful face every single day of my life. It would just light my life up. Something as simple as that. Whereas I don't get so much asexual attraction with British guys. So it's kind of got to be other things to keep me stimulated, if you know what I mean. Whereas just a foreign guy, I'd just be looking, going, "You're gorgeous, you're gorgeous." Obviously, I've got to be careful I don't put this guy on a pedestal too much, though, because I'm gorgeous as well. That person will be a lucky person. Thank you, Liam. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much. Lots of love to you. Yeah. And that's why I know I haven't met the right person for me to be in a relationship with, because there's no guy who's come along who's actually... There's guys have got, like, even the British guy believes that, you know, anyone who because he said something really nice to me. So I said about the fact that you know, with these customers, sometimes in my new job, you can spend up to 2 hours with a customer over a kitchen, you know, talking about kitchens, for example. And he's like, "Oh, that's one lucky customer who gets to do that with you," you know? And so that's a really, really sweet thing to say. He's very, very, very nice, sweet person, you know? But, you know, even though he thinks that way about me, he still doesn't want to actually be in a relationship with me himself because he can't do the traveling. So, you know, you've got to understand that some people, like Liam, doesn't want to be in a relationship with me. They're saying that to be nice and kind because they respect me and they understand I'm a good person to be in a relationship with, even though they don't want a relationship with me. Do you know what I mean? Actually, I think Liam's actually said that they consider a relationship with me a long time ago. I think you actually did say that, which shocked me, because you're aromantic, asexual. Oh, that's right, because you said I wouldn't want to be with an aromantic, though, would I? I think that's what you said to me. I remember now. I thought that was really sweet. But, you know, I haven't met the right person for me to be in a relationship with, because there's no one actually saying, "I want to be in a relationship with you. I'm serious. Let's do this," you know? And the reason why my best friend Sam and their partner works so well is because they're both so excited to see each other. They both want the relationship. They both want it to work. They both communicate with each other daily. They're both in each other's lives. They are both literally wanting the relationship badly, you know? And that's the type of enthusiasm, energy, and effort it takes. Like Sam travels like about 2 hours to go and see them. You know? 2 hours there, 2 hours back, you know? It's a long time. But they're prepared to do that because it's the love of their life. And, you know, and they like living separately. So, you know, it suits them. And so, you know, and Sam's movable anyway. Sam can actually move to places, you know, because they're flexible like that. So, you know, for me, I need to find someone who's a mover, so who's flexible to move to near me, and quite happy to do that because they're not fixed. They don't need to fix themselves. And their heart is where Their home is where their heart is with me anyway. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm very stable here in this flat. This is one constant I've had for years, and I love being here. I love living here. So, but Liam, I would love to be in a relationship with you if I wasn't aromantic. Yeah. Thank you, Liam, for saying that. Yes. Yes, we wouldn't be suitable because you're aromantic. But yeah, that's very sweet. Thank you, Liam. Really appreciate that. Lots of love to you. So yeah, you've got to make sure that when this person comes along that is the right person for you, you are ready for them. You're not going to go into shock mode. I can't deal with this. I didn't expect this. Now I don't know what to do. That's not an adult attitude to take. It's not been thought through. It's like you're really not serious about relationship if you're thinking like that. Obviously, you can be a bit shocked and stunned in a nice way, like, oh wow, I didn't expect it to happen. Now it's happened. It's here. But you want to be in a pleasantly surprised, shocked mode, not in a I'm so shocked, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I'm so scared. I'm going to run off now and lose this opportunity that's in front of me. But there will be, I think there will be some people who do regret not being with certain people. They'll regret not taking action. They'll regret when they look back years later and they realise, well, I could have had that person, but I wasn't ready for them then. What I'm saying is make yourself ready. Be the person who's ready. Change yourself, develop yourself, grow yourself now in this moment so you are ready for when they show up. So you don't miss out. So you don't if you're a romantic asexual, someone who experiences romantic attraction, you strongly desire a romantic relationship, don't let that person pass you by. Work out how you can get to meet that person, be with them and be in a relationship. Instead of putting obstacles up, ask yourself how you can succeed with that person. It's very, very important. Very, very important. Anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you because I need to get some sleep because I've got training in the morning and my new job. And I wish you the very, very beautiful asexual day. Please, please, please remember to be prepared, proactive, thinking through what you want in a relationship, thinking how they're going to fit the person into your life, how the dynamic's going to work, what you're going to do on a day-to-day basis with that person or in relation to that person. And make sure you are ready when they show up. Bye-bye, Sandra. Love you so much. Oh, thank you so much, Liam. Lots of love to you too. So embrace your quirky and each other's, and I'll see you on the next video or live stream. And take care. Have a great day. Lots of love. Bye.